This is a production of Darn TV.
Good graphics on your logo.
Yeah, got the nice background there. Back at the Magic City Car and Trade Show here at the North Dakota State Fairgrounds. Nodak Speedway puts this on. Had some guests this morning. We're on the DSR page again. Laela and Amelia were here this morning. There was requests for grams. So now we have Diane Schatz joining us. Welcome. How is it?
Thank you. It's great.
It's great.
Glad to be here.
Back in Minot.
Glad to be home.
Yeah.
Yep. This will always be home.
Yeah,
Raised our kids here.
That's
Yep.
I went to school, so like their mom, I was, what did we come up with? 4 years. 4 years behind. I graduated from Bishop Ryan in 2000. She must have been about a 96er, I think.
95.
95. So, yeah,
We were close.
we were close.
Yep. She's
we were
95.
close. And then Krista was 1 year ahead of me. She was
Yep.
99. So there's some connections. That's what I was telling the girls. There's some connections.
Yeah. Golly. Small world, and I knew a lot of your relatives, too.
Yeah,
From
exactly.
the truck stop business.
Yep.
Yes.
That you did.
Peter was a family, or
Yeah.
pretty well. Peter Trucking was big when we first started. Bruce and Danny were best friends, and Bruce was getting into the truck stop business, or into the trucking business, about the time that we were getting into the truck stop business, and they were hauling a lot of cattle at that time.
Racing is a small world.
It is a small
It
world.
seems like a big community, but it's actually a small community, and there's so many ties everywhere that you don't even realize it.
Yeah.
So all the
Pretty cool.
requests for grams, what are we going with? You guys are kind of leading this thing. You were going to just leave me and her here. What was I going to do?
Well, everyone wanted to hear from, the boss lady on here, so we said we'd get her on and kind of see her side of the racing. And
Basically, they looked at me earlier. I wanted them to run it. They said, "No, you got to ask us questions." So how proud of you that everything's going on that you guys have, and these two young ladies representing not only their name, the race sport of racing, because that's what means so much, right?
It does. When they started in go-karts, and I definitely didn't enjoy the go-kart as much as what they're doing now. There's no doubt about that. But and it was probably more for a safety factor. I always felt like, God, these kids are going around here and they can get thrown out of there and into the hay bales and get run over and whatever. And they had a helmet on, and you got that motor right behind you that could probably burn you up or whatever. And I just thought, I'll be glad when we get done with this. But I had no idea when Grandpa said we're going to try sprint cars and that type of thing that we would end up with 305s and 410s and even late models. It was.
Well,
I think the late model thing came after the fact. I don't know that Grandpa had that in mind, but Uncle did, didn't he?
Yeah.
Uncle Donnie did. So that's kind of how it got going, and we just took it from there.
It's so cool to see. I was a kid when Donnie was racing, watching him over here at Nodak for a little bit, and then he moved on to bigger things, which is so cool to watch from afar. We're very proud of the people that come from our community, you from Minot. We're proud of that, and to have these girls come back for the weekend, and then they're going to race at Nodak this summer. That's even fun.
Be here the end of May in the late models.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping that we have parts left on Sunday night.
yeah, 4
I shouldn't
days
say
in a
that. I
row.
got 4
Are you
days.
you're going to do all 4 nights of that
the
run?
swing,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
World of Outlaws. Yep. Late
Wow.
models.
We're trying to get geared up for that now, and Uncle just told me we probably need another motor, and I'm just wondering how that's going to go.
Yeah, we need to figure out a funding
Yeah.
for that.
Well, I heard that the sprint car motors, the 410 motors, they got confiscated and went to Donnie.
Well, they're just going to keep them for backup until they get the rest of their Kistler motors in.
Yep.
Just, they're not using them. They're under the bench.
Yep.
And
but it's fun for the girls to say our motors are underneath there.
well,
Grabs
it was an offer that we made,
Yep.
to get this through, because it's really hard to get. It's been hard to get parts for the last 3-4 years. So anything that we could help out in, we sure wanted to do that. We all did.
Yeah.
It wasn't just me saying, "Hey, I think we
Yeah.
should do it." It was everybody saying, "Yeah, we'll do whatever
give
it
up
takes."
it, yeah.
Yeah, we'll give it up. If they need it, fine. If they don't, why? That's good too. We don't start for a while, so we're good.
Yep.
How big of a role do you take at the races? When you're there, you just kind
sell
of
T-shirts.
sell T-shirts?
I'm a cotton slinger.
You're in charge of the apparel trailer.
I'm in charge of the apparel trailer. I love to watch the races. I really love to watch the girls. I know I haven't had a chance to see them at as many races as I'd like to, but I've seen them late models at Grand Forks, sprint cars. I've been to Ada. We've been to Jackson, Huset's, Fargo. Not nearly as much as we want to, but a lot of their nights are the same thing that we're scheduled with the World of Outlaws, and I go along with Don for those nights.
So you're on the tour, the World of Outlaw tour full time?
Yeah, I haven't missed a night of slinging cotton since I don't know what year. I'm not even going to go there.
Not even going to go there.
No, I'm not going to go there.
Well, you just turned like 30 last year, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. I remember when I turned 40.
Well,
My husband got on the intercom at the truck stop and says, "My wife is celebrating 10th anniversary of her 30th birthday."
Maybe that's where I heard that, because I say that to my wife all the time. Because
Yeah.
she's never aged over 20. So every time it's
I'm way past that now,
Yep.
though. I just want you.
yeah. And I don't want to age my wife, but she just had her 22nd anniversary of her 20th birthday.
Oh, okay. I got
Yep,
you.
you got
I can
it.
follow it now.
Yeah, we got her.
I know exactly.
These two
how old she
youngins
is.
here are sitting there going, "Look at these old people talk."
Yeah. Oh well. We're here to have fun.
I can't believe that. That's a grueling tour, the World of Outlaw tour, isn't it?
It is a grueling tour, and when I think of Don, and he's been at this for his 29th year, I believe, never missed a night of racing in all that time. It's a tremendous commitment.
That it is.
Yep. A big commitment.
I've taken in several World of Outlaw shows over the years, going to different places. When they were here in Minot, I've been to Vegas a few times. It's a commitment to know that you guys are up and down the road almost every day.
Yep.
To get to the next show. And unfortunately, weather got in the way this last weekend, so you guys didn't get to get the show in last night. Did you get Friday night in?
No,
nothing in.
Nothing in. It's still raining there now, so we'll wait and see. And we didn't really have any time off this winter. We got done with Charlotte, and then the next thing you know, we was going to the Dome. Amelia got invited to race at the Dome, and then
to Arizona.
Don said we got to get
the other one.
Laela into something else, so she did the
Shootout.
non-wing shootout. And the next thing you know, we were going to Casa Grande for a couple weekends of late models again, and then we were getting ready to go to Florida. So it was like no time off this winter, which is fine.
That's what we've noticed, though. Even in our divisions that we race, the winters have gotten so busy with big races throughout the winter time throughout the country.
Yep.
It's crazy. You don't get a break anymore.
No.
Yeah.
To try to do a car show like this, probably 50% of our cars have raced somewhere already this year.
Yeah.
To have cars in here it's tougher.
Yeah.
Nodak did a great job with this show. I'm impressed.
Yeah,
and it sounds like they've got some real good things coming up for Nodak Speedway. I talked to a couple of the guys here today. Very impressed with what they've got going on and how they're planning ahead, and got the late model show coming and working with some other racetracks, and probably going to do some legend stuff late in the fall. It's got to be an exciting time for Nodak Speedway.
It is.
Nodak Race Club.
The momentum, we've never I was running the board for 8 years, and then Justin Medler's now going on his 3rd year. The relationship that we have with the State Fair right now is better than ever before.
And
we can walk in the door and tell them an idea, and they will support us, and they'll go for it.
Well, kudos to the State Fair board too, then, because if it's good for the race club, it's good for the state fairgrounds too.
They just want activity. They put in that multi-million-dollar grandstand over there, and all they want is it to be used.
Yep.
They want it to be used, and they want somebody in there that's going to take care of it, and to put on big events to showcase what kind of facility it is. So having like the World of Outlaw late models coming in, we can showcase the facility on a national scale.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, Dirt
Yeah.
Vision's going to be there with their setup, and it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
You
And
know.
it helps to support the people that are supporting the state fairgrounds too.
Yep,
Mhm.
yep.
Yeah.
No, it's so cool what's transpired. You know, we've heard rumors over the years back in the 90s and stuff that the fair wouldn't work with the club, and it's always been tenuous, and it's not that now.
Well, that's good.
So, yeah, we're
That's
excited.
exciting.
We are super excited for the summer. We don't get to see late models or sprint cars but once or twice a year up here. Seems like Western North Dakota hasn't caught on to Eastern North Dakota yet. I think, has it always been that over the years? You know, like, we haven't had the sprint cars and stuff since the 70s, I don't think, right?
Well, the sprint cars started, I think, pretty much on the east side. Grand Forks and Fargo, kind of where they all got started there.
Yeah.
You know, and then they had the track by Minneapolis. I don't remember, just Thunder.
Ogilvy?
No, it was one Grandpa raced at us several times. I don't remember if it was Minneapolis or Minnesota, Wisconsin border. You know, there was those three regular shows kind of where the sprint cars got got started. But Nodak had sprint cars when Danny raced here too,
Yeah.
and they raced every Sunday night.
Yeah, before my
but
time of
not-
remembering.
No big shows.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, there were some years in the 2000s where NOSA came over here, and I think we crowned a champion and, you know, some different things. But we don't get to see him as much as maybe we would like. I always get excited for a late model
I
show.
think Williston even had a couple of sprint car races, if I
Yep.
remember right, that Don went over and participated in too.
Yep.
Williston, yeah. Bismarck,
Yeah, Mandan.
Mandan.
Yeah.
Don got his 100th win at Mandan Speedway, and I don't know how much those tracks are doing, or how much Nodak works with even Mandan or Williston.
Well, what's cool is every fall, if you can imagine how we get together every year right around Thanksgiving. It's either the weekend before or the weekend after Thanksgiving, and all the racetracks in Western North Dakota, because we're all IMCA on this side of the state. All the IMCA racetracks in Western North Dakota get together in a room, and we start at 9 a.m. and we end at 5 p.m. and we go over schedules and we talk about rules and we talk about and I've started to kind of I spearheaded that a few years ago because as Darn TV, I want to cover everything.
Yeah.
I can't if you guys are scheduling on top of one another. How do I cover
Yeah.
everything?
You got to work it out.
Yeah, I'm a one-man band. I got me and my wife run Darn TV. I don't have a big crew or anything, so it takes some planning and scheduling, and we lay it out in a calendar. So, yeah, we work with every racetrack.
Well, that's kind of how DSR is trying to get a schedule put together too.
It's a little tricky when you have 305s, 410s,
And school.
and school.
Yeah, and school.
And school on top of it all.
Yeah, but I thought
So-
Cody was your guys' teacher.
Cody Skitlin.
Oh, Cody Skidlin.
We told him, Graham, that during the Westota 100, Cody was making sure we were doing our school.
Oh, good one. Good one.
But yeah, we're trying to get we have a pretty good schedule set for April and May. It's just, it's hard with the 305s and what's to come after we get our second 410s back.
Yeah, that's tough. A racing schedule's a little different than your guys' racing. The race tracks is pretty easy. We kind of lay it
Yeah.
out. But, yeah, you putting your guys' schedule together with two different cars and then coordinating, with maybe you want to be there or Donnie wants to be there, or just the coordination is probably tough, huh?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, we can get usually on Sunday nights if we go to Husitz or now Glendon, Buffalo River's racing every Sunday, and they're rotating with the late models and the 305. So
Oh, that's good.
it's
Well, that'll be exciting for the summer.
Sundays they can. They come to Husitz sometimes
Yeah,
when you're
we've
not
gone there.
when it's not chance of rain. Otherwise, it's kind of
And you
pointless.
guys, being at
But-
Fargo, going down to Husitz isn't a long drive.
No.
No, feels short.
Yeah. 3 hours isn't much anymore.
Nope.
No, that's nothing in the world we live in right now with the vehicles we have. You just get in and go. And
Yep.
And I got to give the girls credit. They get their schoolwork done before the racing comes into the picture, though.
well, that's good.
They've been very good this year. This is their first year of doing online schooling, and they're very disciplined that way, so I'm proud of them for doing that.
So is it any different watching them from when Donnie was little? When Donnie started racing, is it any different?
I can't remember back that far. Just kidding. When Don started out in the sprints, I hadn't been around that much racing because when we started in the truck stop business, Danny quit racing because he said a racer would spend all his money on buying parts, and we were going to get started in business, and so we got out of the racing. And I didn't know enough about it, I guess, when to know how dangerous it could be. I was a pretty quick learner, knowing that we had to buckle up here. And Don had quite a few wrecks. There's no doubt about it. I think that, especially when he got into the World of Outlaws series, I worried about it a little bit more because the momentum was a lot keener, and you get the Steve Kinzers and the Sammy Swindales and the Dave Blaney's and Wolfgang and those guys out there, and you know how much experience they've got, and all we had was some 360 and, with soda experience. It was a big change. I think I worried about him more when we made that transition than when he actually started racing sprint cars.
Yep. So now these girls, they're going to race with the World of Outlaw late models. Did you guys do that last year once or twice?
No, we have never raced.
Never?
any
So you're
outlaw
only-
event.
Like the big super late models, the Dome was your first experience with them.
Yeah, the Dome was my first experience in a super late model, with a super in, yeah.
Yeah.
But
She
neither
did
of
good.
us have raced an outlaw race, sprint car or late model.
And then they said that her favorite security guard down at the Dome was Chad Simpson.
Chris Simpson.
Chris,
Or
Chris
Chris
Simpson,
Simpson.
our
Chris
next door
Simpson.
neighbor upstairs. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was he was our defense attorney.
Yeah. Are you bringing him up?
6'4". He's
He's a
pretty,
big guy.
Pretty
You
good,
bringing
pretty
him
good.
up for the 4-night tour?
Oh, he'd probably be racing somewhere
Security
himself.
out,
but
security out in front.
Yeah,
the Dome
he-
was a good experience.
Yeah.
I
It
mean,
was, yeah.
She was on the merchandise upstairs, but for me in
I
the
watched
pit
all the
area,
racing. Yeah.
it was really cool to. And most of those super late model guys are really good with Laela and I, and B. Shep and Jason Fager, and even Gordy Gundaker is,
Yeah.
Donnie's daughter's dating him, so they're pretty good with us, and they want to, help us. So, it's pretty good, a good feeling to know that they
Yeah.
want you to succeed, and
Yeah.
they want to help you, and it's just the Dome's a little bit different than what we'll experience in June.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's going to be them late models. I've never got to watch the super late models in Ada. I've watched them in Grand Forks several times. But Ada's kind of tricky, kind of a tricky
Ada's-
racetrack.
Yeah.
Long straightaways, long
Especially
corners.
for late models.
They'll
Yep.
get going
Yeah.
pretty quick.
Yep.
Even at Fergus Falls, I know it gets pretty fast.
That's another place I've never been to Fergus.
Yeah, really
Fergus
cool.
is a fun racetrack.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
is.
fun.
Fergus will be racy for them. Ada is a little bit like narrower,
narrow.
so that's what makes it hard with
Yeah.
the late models.
Fergus would be really fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be cool.
Some
Yeah.
some different racetracks, some fun.
Some of our favorite ones too
Yep.
on that list. It's it's special to race at Nodak in front of all these people that have supported Donnie and the family businesses along the way, and it'll be pretty cool to see them pack the stands for a show
Does-
like that.
Does Grams know how many push-ups Donnie did on
Yeah.
the Turn Nodak Pink Night?
He supposedly did push-ups after he won.
We brought the NLRA in 2019. We brought NLRA late models over. Donnie flew up. He raced. And afterwards, I kind of surprised him because we did a fundraiser for Trinity Health Foundation,
Yeah.
Turn Nodak Pink, and we had sponsors pay for push-ups. So however many push-ups the drivers did, I think we had 3 classes that night, so however many push-ups the drivers did, the sponsors had to dole out that much money. It's like either $1 a push-up or 5. Some people did $10 a push-up, Well, Donnie, she don't know. You didn't let her in on
Did you
this?
guess? You
No.
want to guess?
How many?
How many do you
did?
think Donnie would've
After
did?
the feature?
After the feature.
After the feature? Oh, gosh. 25?
Oh, no.
Higher.
Higher.
50?
No, a
Close.
little lower.
Little lower.
Oh, really?
42.
42.
push-ups. Really?
Yeah.
After the
Yeah.
feature?
Yeah.
After he won.
Took after his dad. Yeah.
That's pretty
One
crazy.
year, didn't one year they do something where they did a bucket of ice, too?
Yep,
Ice
we
bucket
did that
challenge.
too.
That
Ice
was
bucket
pretty.
challenge, too.
Yep, I think that was a year or
here.
2 before, I believe.
2017, 2018.
Yep, something like that.
That was a pretty common challenge.
Oh, gosh.
But yeah, it was pretty
Yeah.
cool. We to know that he's won a few races at Nodak in the
Yes,
late
he
model.
has.
Because
Yeah.
Zach even said he was here working for
Yep.
us when Donnie raced
Yep.
up here.
Yep.
And he's won some World of Outlaw sprint car shows here too, right?
Yes,
Yep.
he did.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yep, we have.
Hopefully we can work on getting them back as well.
Well, I'd sure like to see getting them back. I think with the organization between Nodak Speedway and the board for the state fair, and I think I think it won't happen this year, but maybe
Right.
for next year we can work on getting something
Our
going
connection
here.
was always Larry Hillerud with the SLS. We lost Larry.
Scott Boyd.
Yep. We lost Larry a few years ago or a couple years ago. So we need to create that connection again.
Well, Scott Boyd is still the one that does those races, and that was Larry's partner. I don't
Okay.
know if you know Scott or not. He still promotes, I don't know, half dozen races. He's got
Yeah.
Wilmot, and he had Beaver Dam, and I don't know all the ones that he supports offhand, but I think that he would be the one that would have to go to do it here because this is his territory.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's just getting them all in the same frame
And it's
of
and
mind, and maybe it can happen.
the late models are ran just a little bit different. Like the sprint cars, you have to go
Yeah.
through a promotions like SLS and this is SLS territory.
Steve Francis, I believe, is the late model
Yep, and they
director.
Yep. Steve
Nodak
Francis.
is the promoter for the World of the late model show.
Yep, they are.
So
And I didn't realize that until today when Justin told me that.
Yeah.
That they were
It's
which
kind
is
of
good.
That's a lot of money to put
Yep.
up on the line, and something
Yeah.
like $90,000 is the purse for one of them shows.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, because the late model guys, I think it pays over $1,500 to start every night a late model show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But them guys are racing for a lot of money each night.
Oh, I love watching them.
And they
So
do.
they do
They
a
put on
phenomenal
such a
job.
show. They do.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yep.
Do a great job.
and they do have a strong field of. I bet you'll get 40 late models up here.
I hope so.
And you know what? 40 of 'em, any one of the 40 could win
Win.
any night.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's what
And
makes it all
it's-
exciting.
The way we looked at it, Lucas Oil isn't racing anytime over that weekend
Yeah.
either.
Right.
So hopefully some of them will come up along with it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of them guys last year even came up
Yep.
because Lucas didn't race last year because they rained out and all came to our. They
were all
parked at
our-
your house.
Yeah, they're all at our house. Yep.
So I think a lot of them will show up and because they like to do if it's 4 days in a row
Yep.
instead of take 2 days off in there, they'll do it.
Yeah. They're all about racing.
They try to get. I think they said that Bobby Pierce won like 40 shows last year. Well, that means he had to erase
How many nights?
how many nights a
Well
year?
more than
Yeah.
that.
Well
Yeah.
more than 90 shows. So
God, he's fun to watch in a race car. Man, oh man, does he know how to wheel a late model.
yeah, it's pretty cool. So I'm excited for the Nodak races in June.
I have to say that when I was at the Dome, I think I probably seen the most exciting racing I've ever seen with late models.
It's fun.
Honestly.
Yep.
And I didn't think I'd been to the Tulsa several times indoors, and I wasn't as excited about that at all. But watching those cars at the Dome, oh my gosh, it's well worth the ticket price. I
have to go. Actually, so my daughter watched our whole 2 hour that I was on this morning with you girls, and first thing she said, "So we're going to the Dome?"
Yeah.
And I said, "What?" And she goes, "Well, we got to go hang out with them if they're going to be at the Dome." And I'm like, "You're just looking for a reason to go down there."
It is.
It's hard. I mean,
It's hard to
we were all
describe.
against it at
Yeah.
first because you do have a chance of wrecking a lot of equipment, but also it is if you get in the right heat race, like I was in a heat race that no one crashed,
Yep.
none
but
of
you
that.
had a lot of hot dogs.
I
and
had
you
Bobby Pierce and Hudson O'Neill and
Yeah, people with
uh,
experience.
Oh my Fager! I had all of them in my Moran in my heat race. So like, I didn't get in one of the ones that was
Right.
tearing up equipment either. So
Yeah, there was several last chance races that never got a lap in because it was just one wreck after another.
Was
so we
there-
were fortunate to get in with some of the guys that were
really good. Yeah.
clean racers.
At any point in time you've been around the racing thing, did you ever think they would have racing in a dome? Like in a big football stadium dome?
No, I didn't. I really didn't.
Like
And I had been to the Chili Bowl 3 or 4 times, and I always felt like that was unbelievable to put that many of those cars under one roof and then that little racetrack there. But no,
But them are kind
really
of
didn't.
scaled down cars,
They
like
are.
the
Scaled
midgets
down
and the
compared to them,
micros,
yeah.
and putting full size late models in a dome just kind of.
And you got along well with Cody Summer, and
Yep.
he's a pretty. He
Yep.
now increased it to 50,000 to win this year, and the invite thing I think will get rid of some of that, last chance qualifier.
He was.
crashing.
I think he worked for NASCAR
Yep.
promotions, and it was a heck of an idea that he had.
Yeah,
And you actually have to see it to believe it. You really do.
I mean we.
So I'm excited. Both girls are going to be there, I think, this year, right?
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
We're on the list.
They're on the list.
They're on the
so
list.
we'll see. Yeah.
It is a good opportunity as well for merchandise, and you just got to walk around up there and I mean, they had a car go through the fence, and you see the people swarmed in the midway or whatever it was. It's absolutely insane.
I
Yeah.
really enjoyed the Tulsa shootout, so
Yeah.
if I get another opportunity to do that, I might have to trade it.
No, I think you probably work both of them in. We'll see.
Yeah.
Or
I think you
Chili
have
Bowl.
to go back and do the Tulsa shootout again because that was the first time. So you got to go back the second time. But I think it'd be really a lot of fun to get both the girls at the Dome.
Yeah.
We'll see. Hopefully, you're lucky
Mul-
enough to get on the
multiple
roster.
disciplines. Multiple disciplines of racing only makes you better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
Gives you the experience and makes you better, and it's not going to hurt anything.
keeps your mind thinking.
Yeah.
It is. It is good to race throughout now. Like, if you want to be good at it and make it, you got to stay in the seat. And
Yep.
we were lucky enough to do those few races this winter, and I feel like it helped us drastically to go to Arizona and
Yeah.
get laps because we learned a lot. Big racetrack, and
Yep.
it was 2 straight weeks of late model racing, which we don't, you were usually juggling back and forth.
Had like 3 nights and then a week, and
Yeah.
then 3 days off, and then 3 more nights
Yeah.
or something.
it was really beneficial
was
for
good.
us. Laela
And
probably
there's
thinks so too.
is there well Brad Whitfield promotes that now, but wasn't it last year that there was some guy like Don Shaw was involved in going down
I think
there?
Don did the track work this year,
He
didn't he?
did.
Yeah,
Yeah, he did.
Dawn's
Yeah.
involved
Yep.
in that.
Yeah.
I think he's building a racetrack down there too.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, to do
Oh,
his
wait.
own.
So many
to do his own?
Yeah,
Really?
he's doing his own there.
Good.
So many have closed down there. We've kind of lost out on some of the tracks that used to be
Yeah.
around there because I hear we can't go back to Kokopah, and then Canyon closed. Well, the old Manzanita Speedway closed
That's
years ago.
I didn't
decide-
realize Canyon closed.
Yep,
That's
Canyon
on too,
closed,
huh?
and then that ET Motorsports Park closed here not too many years ago. So it kind of left just Central Arizona is all we have now.
Yeah.
Vado. Well, Vado's
No,
not
Vado's
near
New Mexico.
Arizona.
That's Mexico.
That's a long drive. I looked that up. I seen some people that were down at Vado and they got snowed out during the
Yeah.
the Wild
Donnie-
West shootout.
Yeah, Donnie's raced that a
We've
couple
been there
years in a
about-
row,
Yeah.
Well, and then we go back there this year with the sprint
Sprint
cars
cars.
again too. Yeah,
right in the September.
and
You
it's El Paso is a big town, but it's not known for its racing.
Right.
So it's
Right. But a beautiful facility.
yeah,
When you-
beautiful facility.
When you
yeah.
show it on TV and stuff, beautiful facility.
Royal did
Yes.
such a good job with setting that up. It's unbelievable. Probably one of the nicest
Facilities.
facilities that we have. Yeah.
And he does a great job in the Wild West shootout. It gets bigger and bigger each year, so
Yeah. Yeah, it
He
kind of
does-
goes on the same time as in the IMCA World. We're over at the Winter Nationals down in
Uh-huh.
Arizona, so they're kind of coincide. So I don't know if I'll ever make it over to Vado, but
it is
there's a
something,
chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
something you got to go to one time.
Yes, it's a lot of fun. Is there any questions out there in Facebook land? We have quite a few viewers out there watching. No comments as of now.
No comments?
No comments. They're just enjoying listening to us talk.
We
I
had
don't-
quite a few last time.
Yeah, we had a lot of
comments.
comments last time. I don't think we're going to keep Grams for 2 hours like we did earlier.
That's fine. I give you all my knowledge up to this point. I'm just hoping that we can start out the year with some success and nobody getting hurt. And we're much more organized this year. Dawson, our new team member, has got sprint car experience, and he's going to be working on the sprint car side, and Zach is still on the late model side. So that's kind of made it we're much more organized, and we'll be ready to go racing this year compared to what we were before, and got a schedule somewhat in place, so
Yep.
we know where we're going to be when, which helps too, and yeah, I think I'm looking forward to this year. Starting
Well,
out.
I kind of applied for a job earlier.
Oh,
Maybe they can tell you, but
He wants in the future, if we make it, he wants to be the CDL, the truck driver,
Oh, the
and
truck
the
driver.
chef.
Oh.
I want to. I'll provide the food at the trailer, and I'll drive the truck to get there. Once my
you got
kids,
your CDL yet?
Yeah, he
I
does.
do. I already have it.
Oh, well, you're a shoe-in.
Yeah, exactly.
You can handle the media?
Yeah, you could handle the media. Do we? Oh, we have questions now.
Oh yeah, Josh Schatz. If you both drive one car, I think this is called a road hog, where one of them is running the steering wheel and the brake, and the other one runs the gas pedal. Okay, if you both drove one car, who's running the steering wheel and who's running the gas?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Do you trust each other? So do
Yeah.
either of you
Yeah.
trust the other one to run the gas?
Layla's on the pedal.
Layla's on the pedal?
Yeah.
I'm on the wheel.
Yeah, you're on the wheel.
You settled that then.
Settled that. She answered it for you.
Any more?
No questions. John Steffen checked in and said these girls do an amazing job and very professional and do the right things with the sponsors.
Yeah, they do. Very proud of them.
Yeah, we work hard with our partners. I mean, you got to build up a long-lasting relationship with most of these guys, and we've been lucky enough to have a lot of Coast Materials and O'Day
We're very fortunate
with us
the
since
people
day
that
one.
support us.
Spike,
Ellingson, and
Bank
Bank Forward and came
Josh.
again. Josh Schatz on
Grind.
here,
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, we have General Equipment now on board with us this year, and they want to continue to grow each year with us. So that's pretty special to us. And
Yeah, we're very fortunate because it keeps the cars on the racetrack, our
Yep.
partners. So
Yeah, I know all the racers around here so well from all my years of being involved, so I don't do much show prep or anything, but I actually had to go prep for these girls last night because they said we were doing it this morning. I just had to go get an idea of who they were. I mean, I knew who they were, but you don't know who they are. You know, so I had to go back on Facebook and did some prep and stuff, plus to get their names right.
that's why he's got the cars here, Graham.
That's what I
That's what he
told her.
told me.
It just helps out a little bit.
There you go.
You know.
Yep.
Yeah,
Well,
she's
now that you've had a chance to talk to him for 3, 4, 5 hours, why? You probably know more about him than I do.
I might. We didn't go into boyfriend talk. I wasn't allowed to go that direction.
Oh, okay.
And
well,
I diverted quickly. You know, I diverted quickly when
I don't know much about that either with these
just
girls,
stay
so
out of
I
it.
just stay out of it.
Here's
yeah.
what I learned.
Yeah.
I'm a father of a teenage daughter. Just stay out of it.
Yeah. They are getting to the age where, gee, at 17, anything could happen.
Yeah. Yes. We're going to go on to chili at the truck stop. Somebody complimented the chili and fries at the truck stop.
Oh, yes.
Shout out to Krista. So that's where I had my breakfast this morning.
Don and I stopped there when we came today, and he had his usual hot ham and cheese and french fries and ranch, and I had my caramel rolls. So that was our first stop, and we got to town today.
The commercial that they play on Krista sponsors some PSP Network stuff. Have you heard of PSP Network?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like the basketball. Broadcast
Yep.
basketball and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's Nick Hulbert, he's our announcer at Nodak, and then he does PSP in the winter, and I help him out over there. But they have a commercial that says, "Don't forget the ranch."
Yeah.
Don't forget the ranch. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the truck stops like main
Made
thing.
fresh daily.
Ranch.
Yeah, made fresh
Yep.
daily,
Yep.
and so many gallons of it made fresh, and
Yep.
it's
Just like the caramel rolls.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the sour cream raisin pie.
that. Yes.
All the pies almost.
All
If
the
you ever
type of
come
it.
to Fargo, you got to go to the Dolly.
the
Yeah.
Pretty
dolly.
much the same.
It's
Yeah.
Mini
just
Shots
on
Crossroads
Mini Shots
restaurant.
Yep.
We got the
Right
same
at the truck
food.
stop.
Right at the Petro.
Grandma,
He's
he said when he goes in there, his wife veers him away from your die-cast display.
So I go in, the first place I go into the Petro, I go in, I go through to go to the bathroom. Well, you guys conveniently placed the die cast,
Yes.
of Donnie's stuff right there, so I have to walk by him. And I stop and I look, and my wife grabs me by the ear and says, "Nope, let's go."
Well, if you just let me know what you need, I think I can get you taken care of.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
If I showed you a picture of the Darn TV studio that I normally do this show in, I do one every week on Wednesday nights with, Jordan Boyce and then
I
Justin
can get
Medler.
it stocked.
Right. Well, I got 3 Donnie ones up there.
Oh, do you?
Yep,
Oh.
from over the years.
Okay. Well, I can update you on a few. I have some inventory. And your wife won't even get mad
Won't
at you.
even get mad
No,
at
she
me.
won't even
Well,
get
that's
mad at you.
awesome.
Yeah.
I'm getting out of trouble, and you guys,
Yeah.
thanks.
And we've got some of the girls' stuff in there too, T-shirts and.
Yeah.
Now Mike
I like-
Speaker
sold
came
out
with
of
these
these.
little
I like these
sprint or,
things.
late model cars. I think they're kind of neat, aren't they?
Yeah.
We sold out of them.
this
Yeah.
weekend. So
Yeah.
The pullback ones, and they have
Yeah, they're
sprint
pullback.
cars, and they have late models, and I think they just came out with like a street stock looking one
Oh,
too,
do they?
similar to them. That's a pullback one.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Mike does a lot of that. A lot of our wing panels. Mike Speaker from Fargo. There, I'm sure you know
Yep.
Mike. And he does a lot of that for us and handles the website, keeping that updated. And he was the one that was telling me about these on Thursday. And 'cause
So
I
was this
dropped
the
off some
first
wing
show
panels.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
this is the first.
he finished on Friday morning and
Yeah.
we left Friday at noon.
Yeah.
Oh, and you guys sold out already.
Yeah,
Yeah. So we got to get a hold of Mike
we
and
had
get another
16,
order.
I think.
yeah, 16.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I got 2.
Yeah, you got 2.
Yeah.
I think they bought me 1, and then I sent the daughter back for the other
Yeah,
one.
you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's
So-
okay.
Yep.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
It's a lot of fun to do
Yeah,
this.
let
sit
me know
down
when
and
you come to
talk.
Fargo.
I don't get there as often as I should, but
Oh, well,
it's
we'll see you in May, I'm sure, when we're here.
Oh yes, I'll be up in the booth. I believe I'll probably be either one of the announcers or
Okay.
pushing the buttons on the broadcast, producing the broadcast with some stuff, and
Okay.
I'll be there one way or another. I'm always there, and then I'll be there. I don't know what my job will be in June.
Because we come here May 4th, Graham.
Yeah, May 4th for the
NOSA.
NOSA.
Oh, okay.
And then we come back in June for the Outlaws.
The Outlaws one in June. I might just come down in the pits. I don't, because
Be a
Dirt
fan?
Vision has their own crew that
They
comes in.
do.
They do.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure I'll be up there to assist, and then maybe when the races start, I'll have freedom to go do what I want to
Sure.
do.
Sure.
Yeah.
Got to look around.
We're
Those
looking- we're
guys are
looking-
pretty cool.
Just know that if you get in a pit area, you might get put to work.
I know this. I know this.
We
I
might recruit you.
Well,
I don't have any
with two people
problem.
racing. It takes a little bigger crew.
It does.
I don't have any problem getting dirty. I don't have any problem working on race cars. It's actually like calming. I run a trucking company out in the oil field. I have 40 trucks that run daily.
Oh, really?
And so sometimes turning my phone off or having it on silent, sitting on the race car while I work on it is like soothing. It's like my calming. That's what
Yeah.
works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So I have to ask, are you busier now a little bit? Is things kind of picking up in the oil fields
Yes.
or not yet? Oh,
yes,
that's good.
things
good to
are
hear.
things
to
are
hear.
moving forward.
Good. Good to hear.
We get concerned every once in a while,
Don't we all?
but things are moving. I don't think the oil field's going to go back to where it was in the past, where it's crazy.
I have
But
to
I think
agree.
it's going to steady. It's going to be. They're going to find that line. We get that price of oil between 70 and 80. Let's just hold it there and let's just make steady jobs
I agree.
for everybody.
I agree. This fluctuation with everything overnight has been hard for anybody that's in business.
Yep.
It's just even with wages and health insurance and everything else, it's hard to fluctuate and make up for all these tremendous up and down and not knowing what's going on. So I think we'll see some stability.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hoping
That's
for
what we're
that.
looking for.
That's what we're looking for. Exactly.
And I've turned a truck driving job that I got in 2008 that I went out there to work for maybe a year and make some of that oil field money into a career that I'm there 18 years later.
Yeah.
You know,
Good for you.
it's
cool.
It's like the dream that you'd want to do, right?
Yeah.
Until you have 40 truck drivers who are worse than race car drivers, and
I can believe that, being in the truck stop business.
can you?
Boy, I'll tell you what, though, there's so many good people, no matter where you go, whether it's at a race or it's at the truck stop or wherever, with all the traveling that we've ever done. There is just so many good people, and once in a while you'll run into one person that kind of gets under your skin or makes it a little bit irritating, but overall,
It's just
it's a pretty good world out there.
It's taught me so well. Like when me doing the trucking, I went to a manager role in 2012, but just doing that and then taking over the racetrack,
Yeah.
everything I learned doing that I brought to the racetrack, and it helped me work with race car drivers. Because the thing you have to understand is we all have egos,
Yep.
and you have to learn how to kind of massage everybody's, but not too much to where you just got to work everybody.
Yeah.
And you're not being a politician. You just have to understand that everybody is unique, and you learn how to work with them, and it just creates relationships that move forward.
Right.
And
The sooner everybody realizes that working together is
key.
key,
Is key. Yep.
the better off everybody is.
Because really, we're sitting here at a table doing an interview to promote our sport of racing.
Right.
We're promoting you girls, but at the same time, we're promoting the sport that we love.
Yeah.
And we all work together to do that, and racing will be here forever.
Yep. Jim O'Day's on here, Graham.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
He
Jim
said
O'Day
great
said
interview.
great interview.
Good.
Jim O'Day, he has O'Day,
O'Day?
equipment and
Yeah, they
O'Day
come
Tank
out.
and Steel
They
and-
manage our fuel islands for us.
Yeah.
We
do
have
a lot
fuel.
of
We have fuel islands at
done a
in
lot
each of our
of,
yards, and O'Day comes out.
done a lot of business with the O'Day equipment
Yeah.
over the years in the truck stop business.
So Jeff Christensen, are you racing with the Outlaws in May at Grand Forks? I'm guessing so, because that's part of no.
Yes, that's Friday
Yes,
night.
that's
Friday
Friday
night.
Friday
Yep,
night.
They'll be there.
We plan to, yes.
And then
if we can get some nights in
Yeah.
our 410
if
before
we
Okay.
race in Minot here in the 4th, we'll be.
couple
think we'll
nights.
be. Yeah.
Yep.
And our Grandpa's Memorial race is Saturday this year of
So
the
we'll
May
be-
show. So
We'll
Oh,
be
okay.
racing 305s
Fives,
that
yeah.
night, not 410s.
Oh, okay.
So that
Is it the
one's-
same car?
No,
you do
Nope,
the,
we
you
have separate cars.
Yeah.
Oh, you have separate cars.
Mhm.
I've always wondered that if you switched back and forth. No, it's a separate car, a 305
car.
car.
it's a
and
separate car.
Gotcha.
It's important for us to be there on Saturday night and race under our grandpa, and
Yep.
that's a race we want to win. So
Yeah, we're gonna
we're
try
keeping
hard
our
at
305s around until we win it.
it. Yeah.
Well, this could be the year.
I know
Yeah.
that.
Hopefully.
We're going to work hard at it.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Well, if I get a free weekend, I might load up my kid's car and we'll come down to Fargo on a Friday night or something, maybe hit a race if I get
Yeah.
a weekend that I don't have to broadcast. So.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Sounds
we got
fun.
shop you can
Yep.
come
Yep.
work at. So
We got place for you there.
That'd be
Park,
fun.
work out of the shop and
We're
I'll
just
supply
we're just
you with cookies.
we're just the
yeah,
cookies. I
Laela
heard
make
about
the
her
cookies. Oh, they are phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were trying to decide earlier what is Amelia gonna have if she has cookies that she's selling. I was telling her that if she got like a
Freeze
ranch.
dried candy.
I told them that our mom does that.
Well,
I'm more into the working and the kind of the business side of things, and
Right.
I like to work with numbers, and I'm not into cooking. So I'll leave the cooking and making money that she can do that.
Well,
I'll just work in the office.
What I told
Yeah.
her is Dot's Pretzel made a lot of money selling to Hershey by just mixing some seasoning with some pretzels. So if she
Yes.
just bought some bags of pretzels and put some seasoning in there and shook it all up, she might be the next Dot's Pretzel.
Oh, Amelia's more the business-minded
Yeah.
part of.
Keep it with your cookies, because us fat kids, we like cookies.
Layla's got lots of talents, and the cookies just one of them. But the cookies been pretty good for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They sell
Chocolate
pretty
chip
good.
is still my favorite.
Yeah.
I like it better than the sugar cookie, but
They sell pretty good.
Yeah.
In the truck stop.
yeah.
She's been making dog treats too. That's her new thing.
That's her new thing.
Dog
Yeah.
treats.
Seriously. She's just kind of innovative. You know what I mean?
Dog treats.
Yeah, seriously.
yeah. Selling them to boarding. Like
Oh, really?
boarding. What do you call them? Boarding places for dogs.
Right.
That's pretty cool.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
She wanted me to help her one day, but I said you got to pay me. But
Oh.
then she didn't ask again.
Well, you,
Well,
gotta,
grandma will volunteer time for nothing.
you,
If you
you-
need help again, okay?
Yo.
you have to pay your help a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, I don't really, unless I have to make like 100, I wouldn't need her help.
Oh, gotcha. Gotcha.
But I would pay her. I told her I would pay her. She didn't. She wasn't interested.
She's the
though.
business-minded one, so she
Yeah.
might out-negotiate you.
Yeah, she might.
You're not going to out negotiate Layla either. They both
They're-
they both
they're
have
pretty
a
good.
pretty yeah, they do. They are. They both have a pretty good head on their shoulders. Very level-headed. Yep.
Grind Concrete Finishing and Polishing says great job. Can't wait to see you guys on the track.
Yep.
That's
Josh.
Josh.
Yep.
Yep.
There you go. Well, the show looks like they're kind of starting to pick up here a little bit. So
We're going to get everything torn down and loaded up and get
Drive
ready to
home.
rock and roll.
thank you for the
Yeah.
40 minutes.
You're welcome.
That time flies by. I don't think these girls realized how fast it went earlier. And boom, we're 40 minutes into another one.
Yeah.
Good.
Do you think I've talked enough this weekend, girls?
Your voice is holding up very
Every
well.
time they turned around, I think I was busy.
Yeah, you have been busy.
Yukon won. Yukon won.
Oh.
Yukon won.
Good.
Yeah.
Is that who you were going for?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yukon.
Sure. Beat down South Carolina.
They're Paige Becker's fans, so
The championship game was on.
Okay.
So
yeah.
Okay.
Well, thank you for having
thank
us.
you
Yeah,
for having
yeah,
us.
that was a lot of fun. So we'll
Look forward to seeing you in May, maybe,
And June.
and June.
May and June.
Yeah.
Look forward to it. Thank you,
Yeah.
girls, for
Yeah.
your
Thank
time
you.
this weekend, and
Yeah.
we'll
for
see you down the road.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
your
Thanks
time.
to everybody that made it to the Nodak Speedway or race
car
club,
show.
The car
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you, everybody who came out. Still have an hour or so. You can still make it down here. I think we close at 6, so you still have an hour to come down if you want to swoop in and
Okay.
see one last look. So
All right.
come on down till about 6 o'clock, 5:30, 6 o'clock, and then we'll be over. So
All right.
thank
All
you,
right,
girls,
that's great.
again.
Thank
you
you.
for everybody that watched, and we'll be back down the road another day.
Okay.
Yep.
Works
Sounds
for us. Bye.